And we're live, Mike Zano. What's up, buddy?
Well, not much. Just hanging out, pouring a little scotch that I can't pronounce, but still tastes good.
Scotch that you can't pronounce. Um,
Yeah,
that's the best Scotch, right? The
I
fanciest.
should have had my nightcap shirt on. I just saw that the other day, and I have the same hat. Like I could have been twinning with you.
We
Could
could
have a
have
little
been
more
twinning.
coordination.
I didn't give you any warning, did I? That wasn't very nice of me. But
No, but it's
well, hey,
okay.
Mike Zano, who are we and why are we here? Tell the audience. Tell the thousands of watchers.
To all those people out there, yes, we're the Land Geek guys. So it's how many years has it been now? Is it two, three, five? I don't know. 2 years ago,
Two
Mark
and
was
two.
talking to us about how people they burn the midnight oil. They do the business at night, and why not have a little encouragement and get together? We'll have a few drinks together. We'll talk about some wins. We'll answer some questions. And hey, you don't have to twist my arm to have a drink and talk land investments. So we said we'll do it, and we've been doing it, and it's working.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to get together with you and talk land and all other things. And Forbes is typically here, but not tonight. Apparently, uh, he had a power outage
Power
on his
outage.
block, right?
Yeah, that's what he said.
So
Yeah. Hopefully, he's not just avoiding us. We'll have to check into that power outage. Well, Forbes, we got our eye on you, Forbes.
yeah, right. Oh yeah, I mean we got the virus, we got power outages. It's craziness. How you been this week,
So,
Mike, with
yeah.
things?
I've been good. I've been good. We talked. Well, it hasn't come out till next week, so a little prequel. I've started the Wim Hof home study course with yoga. It's half off. I encourage everybody to go out there because
Ooh,
it's a great time to set goals in all areas in life. So in terms of spiritual, I guess mental and physical, my wife and I are doing lots of walking, and I got her. I don't know. She's not quite doing the cold showers yet, but Wim's going to convince her. I can feel it.
well that's pretty cool. You guys are venturing out on a new thing together,
Oh
and
yeah. Oh yeah.
and something that keeps you grounded and focused and flexible. That's good.
Yeah, yoga, deep breathing, and cold showers. Nothing like it. Good trio.
Good trio, and
How
then
about you?
your whiskey at night. I mean, you're very well balanced, or your
I guess the
tequila.
biggest difference in my life has been that the 4 o'clock coffee has shifted to about three, and I've noticed that Laura makes it for me, and it's gotten a little sweeter, and it's got some sort of kick in it. So I'm talking to my daughter. I think she's been like, give me some little extra in my coffee around 3 o'clock. It tastes a little bit like Kahlua and Bailey's, but I'm not complaining.
Oh man, that's awesome. No, I've had a decent week. I mean, just kind of going through the motions like everybody else, and trying to keep the boys in the house and away from germs. And I've actually been pretty productive this week on the home front. I've cleaned out the garage. I went to the dump. I did yard work. So it's been a good week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great time to refocus. And I mean, I tell you, amidst uh, all this chaos, but it's there's been some nice things too. The kids are close together. There's some interaction that's typically not happening, and so I mean, we're making the best of it for sure.
Yeah, and hopefully we can all do that. I mean, this whole thing puts a lot of things in perspective, right? So I
Right.
mentioned last week I trying to reach out to people. I talked to my grandma today. My grandma's an amazing woman. She's in her 90s. She still lives alone. She actually worked full time at Walmart until she was 88, 87, 88. She was working full time at Walmart. So she's been home now a couple of years, and I just feel it's tough, right? Like
Yeah.
her normal activities are getting out of the house every day to go cook meals for the seniors, and then she cleans up, she serves them food. She's not able to do that. She goes and quilts every day at the church. She's not able to do that. So we had a nice long conversation today, and it was good to hear her voice. But it's tough for a lot of people. So I guess
Yeah.
try not to take for granted the people in your house. Even if things do get a little bit hairy sometimes, at least there's people around. For a lot of people, there isn't, so it's tough.
Yeah, no,
Not to
totally
get too
agree. Totally.
serious.
No, 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 no. This is real stuff here. But
Hey, Mike. Hey,
that,
we have a surprise for the viewers. We have a lot of viewers so far. We got like 33 people watching, which is pretty cool.
oh, let's bring that. That's pretty good actually.
Yeah.
Let's bring up let's spike that viewership. Let's bring our guest up and see what kind of power he has. Let's see if we can double those viewers.
All right. I wonder if people can guess who he is. All right, here we are. You ready? 1, 2, 3. The creator's here.
The creator.
The Godfather.
Hello, boys.
Hello. Hello, Mark.
Hello, fellas.
Hello, Newman.
Finally,
Mr. Podolsky.
Matt Forbes is letting me have my time on Nightcap.
Yes. Cheers.
So I've been drinking
Cheers.
since 12 in the afternoon. Tequila.
Nice.
And
Drinking
just
it straight.
a drink. Of course, I'm drinking straight. And then I'm really avoiding the news.
Yeah.
I'm avoiding anxiety. I'm avoiding the news. I'm putting my head down. Boys, give it up for Frontier Properties. 5 sales this week
Wow.
Awesome.
so
Good
far.
for you
Well,
guys.
That's not over yet.
That dispels, the belief that maybe there might be a slowdown in our business. We had 3 sales this week. I know that, and I'm gonna have a shout out. My son, my new sales agent. I've been training him, and I knew he could do a great job. And he's kicking it. So, Josh, if you're watching, great job. 3 sales this week. So, yeah, Mark, the business is. We're in a great business. I'm extremely grateful, I'd have to say, at this moment in time.
So, Mike, tell me, be honest. Like, how are you training Josh? Like, what's his like? How is he closing?
It's trial by fire, But no, the reality is, he and I are pretty much. People will think we're like brothers. He's my mirror image. He's got my exact personality. So he can pretty much do what I do. I'm a people person. I tell him it's all about making connection. It's all about sales isn't about buttoning the shirt up tight. It's about making that connection, getting them to laugh, being honest, being transparent, and Mark, what I like to do is a little combination. You always say like, are you the Costco? Are you the what's the other one you say? The Nordstrom? We talk about service. We're kind of we're a combination. We got really good pricing, but incredible customer service. We're kind of blending those together, and I've been really harping on him that that's what we have to do, right? And he's picking up on it, and I think he's going to be much better at it than I am, and I'm excited. It's working out well. Hope I don't have to have a fight.
I'm excited to see generational wealth transfer in the forms of intellectual capital being transformed, and not that you're ready to pass the torch because what are you, 29, 30, but but that Josh really is going to get to that point in a few years where he'll be able to do this for the rest of his life, enjoy it, and build real wealth for himself, his family, and your that's like, what better legacy? Like, can you think of to give a child?
No, totally agree. And you got to look at the long term. It's what's great about our business is, we always talk about the fact that we're in a micro environment, $1,000, $2,000 purchase price, right? But we can do these things quick because look at, even in this market now, our prices are so attractive: $100 a month, $200 a month. I mean, people can't resist, and not to mention our commodity is something everybody's looking for right now. Get away from everybody, but the idea that these build on top of each other, and so it starts out with just a little bit of a note, but then they pile up, and it's just rinse repeat, as you say, Mark, and it's really exciting. It really is.
Yeah, it's what's better. Look, I'm flexible like a yogi. Put it in the comments. Is there anything better than this business? Honestly, it's a one-time sale. Then you get passive income every single month. No renters, no rehabs, no renovations, no rodents, nothing physical. It's not like you're going to call your spouse, be like, honey, I'm filling up the garage with a bunch of stuff. We're going to ship it.
Yes.
We have an asset that lasts forever. We have a huge market with literally no competition, no private equity groups, no hedge funds. In an inefficient market. Our margins are massive, 300 to 1,000%. I'm being seriously genuine. Is there anything better? I know one thing that might be better, but besides that one thing, which is no fun to sell.
It's a lot of work, right? Life insurance.
Life insurance. That's a 10-year commitment.
Yeah.
But that, the thing about life insurance is that's a one-time sale, and it's just an idea. So there's nothing that you even have to go out and buy. But that is, I think, a little bit more competitive. I mean, it is competitive, and I don't know about you guys, but if I am at a party and someone's like, "Hey, I sell life insurance," I'd like, nice to have met you.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
How about you, boss man? How's everything going with you in land wise? Anything
Good.
new exciting?
No, good. Still waiting on a good cash deal and title. I had a sale today. Actually, I love these. I call it the no marketing deal because
Okay.
I get a property and I spoke to a guy a couple months ago who I know is going to love this property. So I call him up and say, "Listen, I have this property. It's exactly what you're looking for." He's like, "Let me talk to my wife." And before we know it, we got the doc fee and the down payment, and the paperwork's out the door. So it's awesome. I bought it for $1,800, sold it for with the doc fee and the down payment, it's $500. I got $500 today, and then we're selling for $150 a month for 60 months, I think. So I get my money out in like 10 months. And so it was a good deal. But I love those no marketing deals, right? Like you have people in the queue, people that you remember talking to, or that your VA is maybe keeping track of in a CRM. Your hot leads, and why go through the pain of throwing this up on a website and creating ads and copy and content and all that stuff when you just pick up the phone and call people. So I love the no marketing deals. So that's what happened for us today, which is pretty cool.
Very awesome.
Yeah. So we got some comments.
You guys should have like the nightcap cliches. You got the no marketing deal. You got the dollar skittle. Is that what it is?
$1 skittle.
The $1 skittle.
$1 skittle. Like we should have like a little glossary of terms.
We got the humdinger.
The humdinger.
Yeah. There were one or two other ones, Zano. We got to revisit that.
Yeah, no, we definitely should. We're going to have to get a little guidebook. If you're going to watch a nightcap, you got to download this free PDF with all the terms we use so you can be in sync.
Exactly.
That's actually a great idea.
We have a question from
comments.
Yeah, we have a bunch of comments. Josh Zano said hello. He loves the show. He appreciates the shout out. My wife Erin has given Josh a shout out as well. Schaffmeyer's here. Kevin Sue, Jonathan Ramirez, Joel Lemke, Teresa Lind, Wisconsin. Joel Lemke, Wisconsin. On Wisconsin. Teresa has a question, actually. She says, are you able to register deeds with so many offices closed? So in the couple counties that I've recorded deeds in the last week, via Simplifile, we were fine. What about you guys?
I haven't been making any purchases. I haven't purchased anything in the last 2 weeks in this, so I can't speak to that. And my sales have been on terms, so I haven't had to go record anything. I do have some purchases coming up, and so I'll be able to answer that probably next week or so. But I don't know, Mark, if there's anything that you have noticed.
No, I had a meeting today with my acquisition manager. It did not come up.
Which means it's not an issue.
I know
it wasn't an issue.
I've gotten notifications from Simplifile that say that the physical office is closed, but they're still open for e-recording. So, again, a very good reason to be on Simplifile. Just makes your life so much easier. John Morrow, Mike, he would like to know what the humdinger is. What is the humdinger?
I was trying to remember what that was, too, when you said it. I know the $1 skittle. What was the humdinger, Bossman?
I think
it's been a while since we brought that one.
The humdinger is just, you go to the mailbox, you open an offer, there's no counter offer.
Oh, yes, the humdinger.
The line is signed, you call them up, and, do your hour of due diligence it takes, and it's a humdinger. There's There's no effort.
And that's I bet for someone who's first hearing about this, kind of mind blowing. Like somebody you've never met, you've never talked to, who got this letter in the mail, sends you back and says, "Yes, I want to sell," and then it goes. I mean, that to someone who's probably never done this, that sounds like crazy, but that happens to us. Oh yeah, the humdinger. Like that happens all the time. But when you're hearing about this business and this the things we do, I'm sure that might seem a little odd, right? Like really? Like you send out letters and people write back and say yes, but it happens all the time. The humdinger is a real thing that happens daily, right? All throughout the land community.
Yeah, it's awesome. Love the humdinger. They're not all that way. Here's another comment from Schaffmeyer. Just started flight school last night, and he says, okay, Mark, he's trying to reconcile two concepts. This opportunity exists because it's an inefficient market, and go where all the other land investors are. If you start to have enough land investors, people buying and selling, doesn't that start to make it a more liquid and efficient market, at least in a given area?
Oh, interesting.
Oh, interesting. So you would think so. Yet it oddly doesn't. In the way that, let's say that, I like to call him Shafiq, by the way, but
I like
so
Shaf.
Shafiq. I know you like Shaf. I like Shafiq. So Shafiq, you go to your mailbox today, and let's say you have 3 or 4 pieces of mail, one from Visa, one from American Express, and one from Discover. So the question is that business saturated? You're one type of person, and they might have some type of intelligence on you. The intelligence we're getting is that you're a land investor, and most likely you even improve that property. So we're sending you an actual offer. Now the question is, at what point in time does that person that gets that offer accept it or not accept it? And then the question is, are they keeping them? What typically is happening is human nature. You get something in the mail, and when you're not ready, what do you do with it? What do you do with your credit card offers? You throw them out. You typically don't save them. But when you are ready to sell, and if Mike sends an offer, I send an offer, Scott sends an offer, 5 other people send an offer, odds are that the person that's consistently sending them offers, that has top of mind brand recognition, Frontier Properties is sending them an offer every 90 days, they're probably going to find that one more legitimate than the people that are kind of coming in and out of the market where they're half-heartedly doing the business to those that are consistently doing the business. And so I think it's something, it's sort of a thing that's hard to wrap your mind around, but you want to go where land investors are because you know definitively that deals are being done there, and your margins don't get squeezed because of the inefficiency of the market. You're still buying at 25, 30 cents on the dollar when you can buy it based on your offers. So I think that the only time that I would see, like in my career, that it hasn't occurred that way was in 2006 when we had a super, super hot market, 2005, 2006, and I would physically go to a tax deed auction and in the room compete with people. Because if you spent the money on room and board and a plane ticket, you felt compelled to go to that auction and buy something, and people would bid up to 80 cents on the dollar. So that's when people got in trouble, is they overpaid. So hopefully that answers the question. I don't know if it does.
Well,
Ike, what do you want to say?
What I was thinking too is when you think about traditional real estate, houses and whatnot, you have what I would say, let's call it market communication. It is listed houses you can see. Everybody knows, like in this area, a house goes for this much money. This house is a great deal. But there's no market communication in our business, especially on the one side. These people aren't using realtors because there's no commission for realtors, so they have no idea really what these properties are being purchased for. So on that side, the left side, but on the right side, these properties, you're not going to find them on Zillow. You're not going to see them listed everywhere. So people that are looking, they're going to find your ad. They're not really going to see a lot of competing advertisement. They're going to look at you. They're going to come to you, and they're not going to know because there's no market communication. There's no, like, you can't just go on and see all these properties listed. Like, it's different, right? It's a different type of process. So you could sell yours for 10,000 on terms. I could sell mine for 6,000 cash. Scott could sell his for 12,000 on terms. It's just we really do have the ability to price it the way we want because it's a different type of environment, right? We're not dealing with something standardized, I guess, right? So I guess, I don't know, just to add to, like, no real market communication. They're not all, it's kind of, that's where when you say, Mark, it's, what's the word we just used? What's the term? I'm escaping the term that he started with the question. Inefficient
market.
Inefficient market.
Yeah, it's inefficient because there's no market communication. It's just, we're in a really tight niche, right? We're floating below the realtors. We're in this little area where we can truly make up our pricing. And that may seem odd to someone coming in, right? But you truly do have the ability to price it the way you want, as long as you can then communicate and work with your buyers. So I think it's really inefficient. I don't think it's ever going to change, no matter how many land sellers are there.
Yeah, I mean, I spoke to Andrea Miller today. She's in flight school. I mean, I'm not sure when she graduates, but they got 40 deals in inventory in very popular counties. She just bought, 9 properties from one seller in a county in Arizona that's very popular. 3, by the way, Mike, $315 a lot. So
nice.
it's just showing up. This is a business where you show up and you show up consistently. It moves the needle.
This is a great time to make those kind of. I'm in the middle of a few bulk deals too, Mark, and just recognizing, and this is, to me, it's always been about transparency when you're negotiating. And I tell them, like, I'm working. Listen, I definitely don't want to be insulting to you, but we're entering a kind of an odd time, so I can be extra careful with my purchases, right? And you just kind of, it's transparent, it's honest, but this lays the groundwork for some seriously good purchases right now, and we're doing that with some bulk properties, and I think this is a great time to acquire inventory at less than 25 cents on the dollar, honestly.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good question. Good discussion, boys. Jeff Perulski.
I'll drink to that.
Jeff Perulski has a question. He says he got his first tax delinquent list today. Cheers to getting your first list. The lady at the county said the list does not include parcel size, land use code, or mailing address, but it is in XLS format. Should I scrub or keep pushing the county? Well,
that's a good question.
There's a million ways, like what they used to say. There's a million ways to skin a cat. Right? Yeah. So listen, you get a good VA, they can go to the county if it's a good county, which means there's ease of access of information. So that's how you judge it. You got that list, great. Now, if the county has ease of access to information online, you get a VA and they can put it all together for you. It's a simple little, grab here, grab there, paste here, paste there. It's just a matter of how easy that county is to work with, honestly.
Yeah, I've hired a VA many times to take info from one list and cross-reference it with another list. So, to get those, Jeff, if it looks like it's feasible, to, in a short period of time, get 20 names for tomorrow, because we recommend 20 a day, get on it. That's definitely a way to construct your own list. Frankenstein a list, right? Scott Todd likes to say Frankenstein a list.
I'm curious, Mark. You've been doing it longer than anybody I know. You think it's now, as opposed to when you used to get the list back in the day? Do you feel, you think it's a lot easier for people now, or you think it's the same, or the evolution of that process since when you first started having to, get the data for your list, and now how do you see any big changes, or same, or harder, easier?
Honestly, like, the people getting into the business now, I'm super happy for them, but it's so easy. It's so easy compared to when I started. I am the guy that walked up that hill both ways to do land deals. I mean, I started with a little Excel spreadsheet, handwriting envelopes, physically going to the county to get the list.
Oh, man.
Like, physically getting the list. When I first started getting lists, there was no software, there was no automation. There was no Fiverr. There wasn't like I wasn't like tapping into global inexpensive talent to get anything done. It was me for 5 years putting my head down and trying to figure this stuff out, and making tons and tons of mistakes along the way. So yeah, I mean, the counties are online now. You can get all the information like online. Simplifile didn't exist. You could record deeds. I used to hate getting a sale. I'm like, oh, now I got to go do a deed. I got to go to the bank. I got to sign a deed, do the notary. And then, the bigger my inventory got on my Excel spreadsheet, pretty soon, like my eyes were getting bad as I was getting older. So I double sell property. Then I got to go back to that guy. I mean, it's so much easier today.
I love hearing.
It's literally like the difference between, a third world country and living in like San Francisco or Tokyo or something. That's how different it is.
There you have it, land investors. You all have it. You all have it pretty good in this day and age.
Well, Mark, I'm thinking that the flight school is 4 months, right? It's a 4-month process. And to me, it's the most incredible process. If you want, so would it almost be fair to say that in 4 months they can learn what it took you 4 years to accumulate? I mean, that's a lot of stuff you had to put together. But now it's so streamlined. I'm not trying to make you mad.
I think you better log off. He's getting red in the face. Blood pressure's rising.
We're trying to encourage people.
What's your heart rate?
Now. But is that
He's leaving. Good job, Zano.
But I think what I'm trying to speak to, Mark, is the power of the flight school, and how it encompasses all the hard work. I mean, listen.
Did I waste a lot of time?
No, but you created the flight school, so you have to celebrate. You converted all that into this.
No, I know, but the way that you phrase it, it's like I look back, like I'm never getting those years back, Mike.
But there's no one to teach
There's no amount of money. Like I would donate my left arm now if there was a flight school when I started. Honestly, I would give organs for a flight school. I'm not getting that time back.
I meant it in a positive way. That was supposed to be a positive thing.
For them, Mike. For them.
Enough for you.
Thanks. As Shafiq Meyer says, Mark, he says, thanks for blazing the trail for us, which you have done. We are all indebted to you, and that's got to be worth something, right?
No, Shafiq, bring it in. Hug it out, brother. For you, Shafiq, I'm giving back, but I mean, Mike could be like me asking. So there's this new firefighter technology that allows firefighters to go through in literally 4 months, and there's no pain really like when you first started, and we eliminated smoke. There's no more smoke. So for the new guys coming in, how's it feel?
Well, I'll add this. Just because I kind of put that, let me add something on the positive side. I was talking to someone yesterday, and we were talking about how years ago I used to listen to. You're gonna love this, Mark. Trust me. I used to listen to Zig Ziglar. I used to listen to Wayne Dyer, Tony Robbins back in the day. The thing is, I was always super inspired, but then I was like, what do I do with it? Like I had all this inspiration, but where do I apply it? And that was always the big thing. Like, so I go to try Amway, try this, all these different things, looking for some place to put all this inspiration. I said the great thing about the Land Geek and what we do is, Mark, I think you're more powerful than Tony Robbins. You know why? Because you come with a method. Not only do you come with the inspiration, but by the way, I have a path for you. I have an actionable process you can follow. I mean, Tony Robbins is phenomenal. Don't get me wrong. But when at the end of the day, you leave there like, man, I'm super stoked. But what are you going to do? You got to do something. You got to pick a niche. You come with the niche. So to me, more powerful than Tony Robbins. So maybe that'll make up for the.
Look, flattery will get you everywhere. Thank you.
I'll drink to that.
But Scott, do you agree? I might go on YouTube and watch a Tony Robbins video or some type of motivational video. Like inspiration has an expiration date. At some point, you've got to actually take action and do the work. Like I could be inspired to do something, but to do something consistently day in and day out, and really try to be the very best at your craft, it takes a little more than inspiration. I think it takes a deeper purpose and why, combined with inspiration, combined with resilience, combined with grit, combined with just the natural sort of growth of getting out of your own head, letting go of timelines, being, in the flow with the work. It takes all those things. I wish it was just an inspirational pill we could take. We could all go to a weekend of Tony Robbins and be transformed. It expires. Do you agree, Scott, or do you think?
No, I totally agree. There's, it's like the universe thinkers out there, right? Like if you believe, it will happen. But to me, that's just not practical. It will not happen unless you act, and unless you have the grit to act and take the risk to act. So I think it was Forbes at the last boot camp. We compromised because he's a big universe guy, or he said it's more like universe action, which I love that term, universe action. Like you need to have that inspiration. You need to feel positive that it's going to happen, but you need to act. You need to take the steps down the hallway. It's like when I'm working with people who haven't walked for a month after a stroke, right? The only way they're going to walk, they can think about it all day long. The only way they're going to do it is if they stand up and take the first step. Now, you may need assistance to do that. I've helped people take that first step many, many, many times, just like you help us in the business, but then eventually they become independent with it. So I'm a huge believer that is the case. You need grit, determination, but action at the forefront for sure. And sometimes you need to take action when it feels uncomfortable, right? When I got into this business 5 years ago, man, I was uncomfortable, but I wasn't going to let myself fail. And I could see the evidence that this worked. I could see the authenticity in the community, and I took action, and it's unbelievably paid off in so many ways. So, all right, Brad Donzi has the perfect quote for this, and then I think we need to do something special since Mark's on. Okay, here, hold on.
All right.
So Brad Donzi, he put up a quote here by Abraham Lincoln. Inspiration has an expiration date, which I think we've all seen that.
Wow. Abraham Lincoln said that?
Abraham Lincoln, inspiration has an expiration date, which I love.
Oh,
there you go.
But here, I thought this would be fun. We haven't done this in a while, Mike Zano. But there's going to be a little twist tonight.
I know what you're going to do.
There's going to be a little twist.
Exactly what you're going to do. I can feel it.
Little twist tonight. Little twist tonight. Awesome. So we used to have segments when we first started Nightcap 2 years ago. If you go back and watch a rerun, we'd have all these segments. We had You Complete Me. We had the refill segment. And we had my favorite, the Boston Lager segment.
I knew it.
I love the Boston Lager segment. This is where Scott Bosman spells a word, and Mike Zano pronounces the word incorrectly in his Boston dialect. Here's my favorite. Here's my favorite Boston Lager word of the week.
Mark, can you say that for me in the Boston way?
Yeah, cheetah.
Cheetah. That's right.
Cheetah.
Nobody likes a cheetah. Never play cards with a cheetah.
Never play cards with a cheetah. So I thought tonight it'd be fun if Mark Podolsky assumed.
I knew it.
I thought Mark Podolsky could.
Is Laura on, or is anyone else from the Boston area on? Because if they are, I just want to apologize in advance.
No, you're getting better. You're getting better.
No, Mark. I mean, you recently imitated Mike on a Roundtable podcast last Halloween, or maybe it was the Halloween before. You were Mike Zano on the Mastermind call. So, I mean, you got this down. So, you ready? I'm going to spell a word. and then you're going to pronounce it like Mike Zano would. You ready?
Awesome.
All right. Shower.
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 Yes!
Shower.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Thank
Nailed
you.
it.
Yeah.
Cold shower, by the way.
Look,
Hot, cold shower.
Scott Bossman, I'm wicked smart. Okay.
Yeah, you smart.
I can spell. Okay.
Yeah.
How you like them
How
apples?
you unpacked it?
I think 99.9% of the viewers and myself would pronounce it as shower. Shower. Just saying.
Guys got to get with it. It's shower, like Mark
Shower.
said. Shower. Cold shower is the way it should be, though. Cold
Yeah,
shower.
Mike, can you and I both agree Scott's a chowderhead?
Chowderhead.
I'm a chowderhead.
Scott, you're gonna say, "Don't you know?
Don't you know? You betcha.
Don't you know?"
Yeah, you betcha. Jerk. You're a jerk.
When Scott, we got a couple musicians now in the group. When's Scott gonna go and do all that?
Yeah, I mean,
That's Brad, right?
Well, yeah, Brad Donzi he was a voice major in college. I've done some singing. Last night, you guys need to go find Ray Reyes on Facebook. He is a land geek, and his wife, Elisa Church, they're doing very well in the land business. But Ray, I tell you what, they're quarantined at home, and he broke the guitar out, and he's playing tunes for Facebook Land. And he's got an amazing voice. He's very talented. So I think, one night we might have to have like a land geek,
a land geek band,
music sit-in.
Land geek band night.
We got Brad Donzi, Ray Reyes, Scott Bossman, Aileen de Augustine.
Yeah,
we got a group.
Eric Peterson plays guitar, right?
The guitar.
Oh man.
Aaron and I recently acquired a ukulele. I was strumming that the other day. I thought maybe, we'll try to figure out.
You can play the ukulele?
I could play a few chords.
That's amazing to me. Even a few chords. That's amazing.
I'll break it out for you tomorrow, Mike. We'll have a Zoom call.
Nice.
I'm hurt, Bossman. Really? Am I not on Nightcap anymore? Is this how you guys treat Forbes? No wonder Forbes isn't on tonight.
Oh, right.
You know what? You guys go serenade each other. That's fine.
Mark. Forbes has got a power outage.
Right.
Power outage tonight.
Sure he does. Yeah.
Sure. Forbes, you're watching us right
now. There's an in group and there's an out group. And Matt and I are on the out group. You know what? Matt and I are going to do Nightcap from now on.
Oh, okay.
Just an hour earlier, like we're going to start competing.
You're right. You're going to have your own cocktail hour.
That's right. And then we'll create our own little segments. And then during the segment, we'll bring on a guest and tell them, later I'll play ukulele for you.
How many viewers do we have? I want to see if Mark spiked it.
All right, hold on.
What do we got?
How
many thousand?
He broke the internet on my end. I got this spinning wheel over here, and I'm not able to see the viewers. We have about 25 viewers on Facebook, and then we have like another 10 on YouTube. So we got a nice crowd tonight.
Picking up. YouTube's picking up.
YouTube is picking up.
Future right there. The Nightcap future is on YouTube. It's picking up.
It is picking up. So let's see, what else? Nightcap is wicked cool. This is from Matthew Levy. So I'm going to give a shout out to Matthew right now because he had a quote the other day that is going to stick with me forever. So Matthew, I hope you don't mind me saying, but Matthew is a cab driver and has been a cab driver for years and years and years. And I asked him how he liked that job, and he's like, I love it. He's like, every form of life walks through the back seat of a cab, which I love. Like, is so cool to think about, right? Like, think of all he's seen in 20, 30 years being a cab driver. So I love that. I loved that quote when I talked to him. What do we got? What else we got here? We got a lot. Not any. Oh, here we go. Andrew Mino. Here's a good one. This is a really good one. Andrew Mino.
I think it's Mino.
Is it Mino?
I think it's Mino.
I don't know. I mean, I think 99% of people would say Mino if you spelled it M-I.
Whoa! Are you coming at the? He's coming at the creator just like that. How much you had to drink, boss man? Coming at the creator with that.
I'm coming at it.
Wow.
Coming
I'm
at
happy because that takes my 4-year comment and buries it. Thank
it.
you, Mark.
Right. All right. Andrew Mino. I think it's Mino. Can you clarify, please, Andrew? Put the phonetic
You just
pronunciation in
want to
the.
be Bossman. You just want to be right. Do you have to be right? Come on, let the creator have it. Come
You
You know
on.
what
sound
it
like my
is? You
wife
know what it
now.
is, Mike? It's the ukulele comment.
Yeah.
It triggered something.
It's stung deep.
Either the ukulele comment or the fact that I got both of you today for April Fools this morning.
You
Oh
did get
yeah,
us
man.
this morning.
I was ready to call up Scott Todd. Did you hear about Apple? Oh, if you just wait a little bit longer, I would have been all over Scott Todd. Did you hear?
Uh, I almost purchased equipment because of you, Podolsky, this morning. I was like, oh, I better get online and buy some stuff. Oh, man. All right, so Andrew Mino. You tell me if that's right, Andrew. Any tips on how you organize good habits to create in the beginning?
Oh,
Organization is key in this
yes.
business because we don't want to double sell property like Mark used to do because I've almost done that.
Well, you know what, Mark? What I find very helpful, and it's based upon something you say, and I think Forbes, we quoted it last week. Can you say it again? Most people underestimate that one there. Can you say that again? Because this leads
Oh,
into how I.
yeah. Most people overestimate what they can accomplish in a year, but they
Right.
underestimate what they can accomplish in 5.
Perfect. So to me, that says that I could lay my day up with so many tasks that I won't complete them. So I'll like overestimate what I can do in a day. So what I do is I have like 3 every night before I go to bed. I have this little pad. I write 3 key things I want to do tomorrow, and that's it. I'm not, but I know that if I do 3 key things every day, that in the long run I'm going to really like impact the business, my life, or whatever it may be. So kind of embracing what you said, Mark, right? Instead of a year, I'm thinking of a day, right? I just broke it down a little further. I don't try to inundate my day with like a ton of tasks because the reality is I can't do them all. And time is going to fly by and I'm going to feel like guilty or I'm going to beat myself up. So I'd say, here's 3 things I'll do tomorrow. And at the end of the day, before I go to bed, I'll give myself 3 more. And if I can keep doing that, I feel like I will do what you're saying, accomplish more in the long run. So I love that quote.
Yeah, I mean, I do something very similar. I've got my compass worksheet for the week that, I've got my 3 big goals for the year, and then I've got my 3 tasks that are action tasks to complete that week that will get me closer to my goal. And if I do those things, and I never have no more than 5, but if I do those things, I know it'll move the needle towards accomplishing those goals. And all our coaching clients, they all get the compass worksheet. I'm not sure if they are using them or not.
Yeah, that's a great. Could you elaborate a little bit more what the compass worksheet? Because that's a great tip right there.
Yeah, so you say your big goals for the year. So let's say, for example, you want to close 120 deals in the year. So then you want to do 10 deals a month, right?
Okay.
So
Yep.
then your task for that week, you're laser focused on, okay, what are the big tasks that I have to accomplish this week to get me to 10 deals this month? So depending on where you're doing in that week, so if you're just starting, that first big to-do action is go on Land Modo and do some county research, right? And then you do it. You cross that off. Then my second task would be get the list by contacting these 2 counties. And then the day doesn't end until you get your list some way. And then your third task might be scrub the list, or hire my VA to scrub the list. And then, so those 3 things, you get them done, you've moved the needle towards getting to that first phase of sending out your 20 offers a day in LG Pass.
I love it. Thank you. Bossman, what about you? Organization.
Organization. Well, I mean, so I guess I think of it a couple different ways. Like, you guys are talking goals and like daily tasks, and those are definitely part of my everyday life, right? To stay organized, man, it's tough. Like Zano, I have a post-it note problem. Like I have all these
Yes.
I have all
It's an
these
addiction.
and you know
It's an
what?
addiction.
I have all of these different treatments for my post-it note problem. So I got this here. I got this little mini whiteboard for my desk right there, which I love, which I
Yeah, I
use,
love it.
right? And I got this notebook over here that I use, and it's like an erasable notebook. But then I find myself still writing on post-it notes. I'm like, what the heck? So it's I don't know. For me, it's I think for me it helps to have a list. I check things off. Look at Podolski's got post-it notes. I don't know how I didn't find it sooner, but Mark, do you use Google Keep? I just started using it recently.
You are so geeky. So the tools that I use are, basically like um, Boxer. I'm communicating with my team because I'm chaos. So my team stays very organized with we've got Follow Up Boss and we've got LG Pass, and those are the two main things that I kind of look at. Everything else, it's like nobody likes it when I've had a cup of coffee in the morning and they get a Boxer. Like I'm breaking something. So it's my team's responsibility to stay organized while I'm the tornado of chaos breaking everything that they've built.
right. Well, I would recommend everybody look at Google Keep. I really love it because the way I think of my life, I have segments in my life, right? I have my personal, I have my land investing, I have things I'm helping Land Geek with, and I just have and I can segment my life into this platform, and it's like I have multiple post-it notes for all my different parts of my life. I love it. Google Keep, very cool. And then use like Airtable, notebooks, spreadsheets. Yes.
Yeah. So we use Airtable, Smartsheet, Trello. I mean, and when I say we, I pay for those services. I don't know who.
Zeno,
Does anybody use?
Zeno, why are you why are you why? What's so funny?
I was going to say, does anybody use Toby?
Oh, it's Mike's new tool of the week.
It's
Toby,
a Chrome
what's
plugin.
Toby?
It organizes your tabs, and it's incredible. So basically, you can have different collections and organizes all your frequently used websites. It's a simple, free Google plugin. Toby.
Yeah. I mean, Scott, you're a Mac guy, right?
I am.
Why don't you just use Notes? Why would you use Keep? I don't get it.
I do use Notes. I use Notes. Keep it's just a nicer interface. I like it a lot better. It's
Okay.
So,
it can organize.
do you use the notes, Mark? Does it go with your phone right to the computer? Is that what you do? So you can have it accessible on both? Is that what you do?
Yeah, but Google Keep would do the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the only big difference is that, you know, me doing the Mac Notes versus Scott doing Google Keep is my information stays with me, and Scott's is going to, who knows?
Oh, all right. Here we go.
Oh.
You're right.
Whoa.
You're probably right. Good point.
Scott, listen. Remember
That's
this?
right, Mr. Ukulele.
Before he answers, wait a minute. Before Scott answers, I want to give him some advice. Did you ever see the movie Mr. Mom?
You're gonna give me advice. Yes, I have seen that movie.
Remember that scene? Remember that scene where he's running the race and his wife looks at him. He's got to let the boss win. He's got to let the big kahuna win. You got to let Mark have one here. You can't just beat him in the race. You got to let it go.
All right, I'm gonna let it go. I will. I'll let it go with that advice.
Mark, do you remember that scene, Mark? Mr. Mom, he's at the very end. He's in the what's he writing? The potato sack.
Martin. I love Martin Mull in that. He's like, he comes over and Michael Keaton's like, Scotch. He's like trying to be like the man, like really like manly. He's like got like power tools out. He's like, it's 9 a.m. He's like, where he's like, beer? He's like, it's 9 a.m. He's like, oh, Scotch? Or something like that. No, look. But Scott knows that, through the years, my ego has dwindled and dwindled that he can basically say anything to me, and I'll still love him.
Yeah, I was so mean to you, aren't I, Mark? I was so mean.
Not really.
No,
I could put a little bit more edge, really.
Oh, all right, it's coming. It is coming.
Any more
And then
questions,
all of
Scott?
a sudden, like he sees like a little tear,
Yep.
just silent fall.
uh, let's see here. I'm going to become the Scott Bossman you first met. This guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember?
Mike, were you
Mike
at
wasn't
boot camp,
there.
Scott? Oh my gosh, he had on like this white shirt, and it's like this. He's like big guy. He's like this the whole time at boot camp. I was scared to death. Like I had a hard time like
Plus, he's
even
he's a lot taller than he looks on. He's like 6'5" or something like that. So he's a lot taller than. He's a little intimidating in person. So he's probably giving you the eye, wasn't he?
a little intimidating. I
Come
like
on
I
now.
was like, oh my gosh. I mean, I hope I haven't said anything offensive.
No, not
But
at all.
like Aaron's like bouncing up, like, oh, we're so excited to do this. Like, oh, okay, so you're with the guy that looks like he could
Wow.
literally choke me out at any point. Like, yeah, we love it. Like, okay,
I, I,
uh,
wa- I want. Let's listen to this. I want to do this, Mark. We really have the blessing of having you on here. Let me ask you a question. There's a lot of people watching us right now, probably like 2 or 3 thousand. We get a lot of viewers,
right.
and we in the rerun would be 10 times that. If I'm new to the business, I'm looking at starting right now today. What advice would you give me? What would you say to me? I'm coming to you, Mark. I want to start land investing today. Any advice for me? What would be the one piece of advice you would give me?
I mean, I would actually talk to you guys first, and because I think it helps to clarify my thinking, to have another person who kind of like I know what I don't know, but there's this
Mhm.
whole area I don't know what I don't know. I want someone who's already been through it, who's running a business, to help me fill those gaps. So I personally would want to know, like, okay, like from you guys, I want to get on a call with you and know here's my situation. This is what I'm doing. These are my long-term goals. Here's what I'm kind of leery about. Here's what Mark seems like a nice guy. Is he really? Like give me the whole thing. I'd want to talk to somebody first, and then trust but verify and get some more information and first before I would dive in and just get a list.
That's good. Yeah, it's important to. I always tell people it's important to know, like, and trust us right before you can. And that comes in different phases for different people. I was fortunate. A close friend of mine was one of your students. So if you meet someone, if you know someone your whole life, and they say, "Listen, there's this guy Podolsky, and he teaches you how to land invest," and you know this person, it's just instant. Like, okay, I know you. I go over your house. You're already crushing the business. Like, man, that's proof of concept, right? So I guess it's easier that way, but it takes certain people, different people, different amount of time, right, to get to that know, like, and trust. But once you do, man, the possibilities are endless, really, when you really see what we do, because it's an awesome business. Again, uh, talk about the why. I am kind of reinventing my why. It's like I'm so happy that I'm in a business now that I'm relegated. I have to stay at the house. I don't. I can do the business. I'm making sales. It's just it's amazing, to have this opportunity. And I know I've told both of you how grateful I am. I truly am. It's difficult to see the people out there that are suffering in this current economic climate, but to see that we're still doing our business, that we're having an increase in people interested in our properties, I'm so grateful. It's awesome.
I think a message
Yeah.
too to take from that is like it's not too late to get into this. Like something else is going to happen in the future, right? So how can you position yourself to be in a better spot? And
Right.
5 years ago, I was lucky enough to do that, position myself to be in a better spot. And although times are really tough right now, as you said, Mike, the business is churning both on the buy and the sell side still. Um, so for those watching who are considering getting into this, you can literally bootstrap it as you did, Zano, with a couple $100. Uh,
Right.
couple $1,000 can get you a long ways. Mark has a free wholesaling class, and that's the other thing I love about this community. Is there's so much free content, and you can really, it all comes down to again taking action. And we had another comment too about that actually that I want to throw up here because it was really good from John Morrow. He said, "For things to change for you, you have to change. It's not chance to change. It's not chance. It's change." So I thought that was really cool.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
very nice. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great.
So that was really awesome. And I remember talking to John, and he actually thanked me here just for helping him take that first step, which I think is really humbling, really cool. Like. I love doing that. So anybody who wants to talk to Mike or I about this, we'll talk to you about it. We'll talk your ear off about it because we're very passionate about it. And so will Mark. Like the fact that Mark, you opened your calendar up this week just to talk to people. I mean, that screams authenticity. And it's the same guy I talked to 5 years ago, which is just, it's amazing.
Thank you guys. Yeah, no, I love it. And I've been having some great conversations with people and answering questions and just checking on them. It's been really great. And just like what Mike said, like we are really blessed and very grateful. And it's not like we set out to have a completely 100% virtual business that is recession proof, but we're just really, really lucky. And even the businesses that you look back on, you think they're historically recession proof, even they're getting hit now. So it's weird times, but I would say like this too shall pass. Mm-hmm. And I love Mike's quote. Mike, what's that quote from the martial arts?
Yeah, the Tai Chi teacher I met years ago, Tom Tam, great guy. And I said, hey, I want to learn some Tai Chi. How long is it going to take? And he's like, 10 years. And I'm like, oh my God, 10 years. He's like, Mike, 10 years is coming either way. Either you're good at Tai Chi or you're not. And the way I look at it, Mark and I were talking, it's like this whole event that's going through, it's going to pass. At the end of it, either you're going to have bettered yourself and taken advantage of the time to invest in yourself and to grow or not. But it's going to pass either way. So we're in that time. It's a very pivotal point we're in right now, honestly.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I love it.
Well, guys, thanks for letting me jump on and fill in for
Mark,
Matt.
you going to do the toast? Let's get the last. Mark, come on, Mark. You're the honorable guest. We're going to let you do the toast.
All right. So here's to you. Here's to me. Best of friends. We should always be. If you should ever disagree, screw you, and here's to me.
I love it.
I think it's something like that. That's like an old college one that we used to do with like my college buddies. Not the most friendly,
right?
Not the nicest of toasts. Do we have like a nice toast? Like, what do you guys?
Scott usually comes up with them. Scott, you got to go, buddy. Come on, Scott. No, Scott's really compassionate with his toast.
You put me on the spot, Zeno. I don't have a toast.
Ah, come on. You could probably quote Star Wars and have a quote. What would Star Wars say?
Try, only do. Cheers.
Yeah, Yoda says there is no try, do or do not. There you go.
Do or not. Yeah.
Do or do not. Wow, that's actually very powerful.
It's very powerful.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, though, like for those people that are on or watching the recording, like thank you so much, because it is weird times, and we are here for you every step of the way. And you can tell, like, I mean, not to steal Mike's thunder, we take our businesses really seriously, but we don't take ourselves that seriously at all. And I think that's kind of fun.
Yeah, I tell people, right, Mark, that not to burst any of our bubbles, that what's great about the round table is that people can be like, geez, that Mike's a firefighter and Scott was a physical therapist, maybe work for the government. Tate never had a job. I mean, these guys, anybody could do it. I mean, that's the reality, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Like Scott Todd, that's kind of a unique guy. I say he's kind of unique. So, you know, that's why he's our primary educator, and that's why he's helping people like replace their income in a year. There's something different about that guy, and he's an incredible.
Yeah, he's like the Einstein of land investing.
He is.
He is. He might be on the spectrum with land investing. We don't know.
He might be Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah,
he's Yoda.
There's something.
He is Yoda.
He's Yoda.
Oh, you're gonna go right to Yoda. All right. Well,
yeah.
He's up there. And he's watching, by the way, Mark. He's always watching. We can usually call. Usually, when we do these kind of things, we pull him out and he comments. So, Scott, if you're out there, come on, a little love.
The only way we could get Scott Todd right now to comment is if we start talking about Tiger King. Him and Tate are voxing me. I'm like on episode.
I gotta watch it.
It's the craziest show ever. And I'm like, don't say anything. And they can't stop talking about it. And they're sending me memes and this and that. So,
all right, I gotta watch it too now. Scott Todd's been on a Netflix binge because he's all the way through Ozark already. Now he's on Tiger King. Like, I mean, look at that. You know, his plane's in the shop. So, plane's in the shop.
Right.
He's relegated to home. Can't go out on the boat. So, you know, watch shows. Watch it.
Not bad.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mark, for joining us.
Thank you, Mark, very much.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you, Mark, and no hard feelings about the ukulele.
See, he totally forgot about the 4-year thing. Thanks, Scott. I appreciate it.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. Scott Bossman. By the way, not to Mike. If you can jump on tomorrow, but Mimi and I did a live training today on Follow Up Boss.
Oh, awesome!
And so we said whoever commented, we're going to give a free toolkit. But like Paul Brewer's on there, and a lot of people already have the toolkit. So we said, okay, if you win, then you can bank that toolkit as a credit towards other trainings or something else. Like let's say that there's whatever. Because I know Tate and Mimi are coming up with a Follow Boss training. They could use that credit towards something else.
All right, so is that the Friday drawing then? Free toolkit Friday or credit?
Yeah, well, we could do it. I thought we could do it tomorrow, but we could do it Friday too.
Yeah, sorry, I got my days mixed up.
Yeah,
tomorrow. Awesome.
Yeah.
I never know what day of the week it is, and I know neither one of you probably do either. I know it's somewhere between Monday and Sunday. Not sure where. Come on, Mark. You don't know what day it is, Mark. Don't lie to the audience. You don't know what day it is.
My monitor is telling me it's April Fool's. It's April 1st. But yeah, typically I don't. I do have to wake up and be like, what day is it today? But yeah, for sure.
And you might judge it by the kids going to school, but now even that's messed up. So it's probably really messing with the whole what day it is thing.
The whole
really is.
Up. Yeah, but in all sincerity, I love you guys.
Love you, Mark. Thank you very much.
Thanks, all you guys. Thanks for all you do.
Thank you, Land Geek Nation. We'll see you soon.
Oh, I like that, Land Geek Nation. I like that.
Play the outro, Mike. There you go. Nice. I hit finish. I don't know what is up with my spinning wheel of death here. It'll stop here in a second. Here,
we're still live, so
we're still live. So
tread cautiously, boss.
Be appropriate, Zano, please.
I already got the text from Laura. Stop drinking.
That's awesome.